Scott, thank you for joining us. One game to go of the 2024-25 season. Unfortunately, our relegation to League Two has been confirmed. Firstly, let's get your thoughts on that as a whole.
Yeah, listen, I think at the end of the day you usually end up in the division where you're supposed to. So ultimately we haven't been good enough as a football club to remain in this division. Through the course of the season we haven't been good enough, and ultimately we go down. I think it's really sad and it's heartbreaking to think that I know, because I was here, of all the hard work that went in to get us into that division, and I think that's the upsetting factor for me, is that a lot of good body of work was done from a lot of people last year to get us into that division, and then for us now to be back to the start again is a bit criminal in many ways, but yeah, it's just sad to see. We did think that maybe Ronan Darcy give us a glimmer of hope on Tuesday night with his goal with a minute to go. I was glued to the TV, watching and hoping and praying that Wigan went and won that game. But listen, at the end of the day, when you're relying on other teams to do your job for you, it's never a good sign. So unfortunately, we were doing that for a number of weeks, and yeah, we haven't been good enough throughout the course of the season, and that's just where we find ourselves. We've got one more game to go, like you say. I want to win that because I want to create a winning environment here, which I think we have done really well. Certainly in these last 9 games since I've come back, I think that we've won against some good teams. We've played well, we've kept clean sheets, we've scored a lot of goals, and we picked some good points up. Unfortunately, we were just short of picking the right amount of points up, but it was a big mountain to climb when I come in. We knew that. But I think we can safely say that the players give it a go in the 9 games that I've been here, or certainly in the last 8. I know we've got one more to go, and I want to go to Shrewsbury and win because I want to build a winning mentality for next season.
Yeah, we obviously wanted to stay up. We were doing everything we could to stay up. Is there any sort of aspect of a sort of weight off the shoulders, because it was so sort of to and fro, and before, in the weeks before it was actually confirmed, and now we can start prepping for next season, because we know obviously you're big on the prep.
Yeah, I don't think there was ever any weight on my shoulders. Certainly, I always kind of felt it was a free hit, these 9 games, and we went for it, and it got close, and we were hopeful that we would take it to the last game, but unfortunately Burton hit a lot of form towards the end as well as we did, and just way it went. But no, I never felt weight on my shoulders anyway, so we just continue. I've really enjoyed it, and I was saying this morning to the staff that it's never felt like a relegation battle to me. I've been really happy with coming in day to day, seeing the atmosphere, seeing the attitude of the players has been great, and it doesn't feel like a relegated club. It really doesn't. And I know that's easy for me to sit here and say, but I'm being really honest with that. I've thoroughly enjoyed my time back. The training's been immense. The players have been great. And I think the supporters would probably agree as well that we've seen some really good football in these last kind of 8 games. Really good football and some good goals. And yeah, listen, it's a vehicle for us to move forward next season for sure.
Yeah, I think the fans would have probably sat there a few months ago, looked at the squad, and would have struggled to sort of handpick the players that they would want to remain at the club for next year. But it seems the narrative of that has really sort of shifted. Has it obviously shifted for you since you come in, knowing who you sort of want to keep in the building? Because it seems like there's a really good feeling out there at the moment.
Oh, it's not shifted, no, because I've literally assessed the squad as I've gone along from day one really to now, and still are doing, and I kind of know who's going to help us moving forward and who won't, and I'll be having meetings with players next week and trying to put a squad together, which I don't think we're far away from having the squad already for next season. I think if we keep the players that we want to keep and we add 1 or 2 more, I think that we've got a really good squad. And I think it's clear to see, listen, we dominated a lot of the games, and we played well in a lot of the games. We fell short on on a number of occasions. Yeah, we did. But to come in, certainly the last 8 games we win 4, and probably deserve to win another one. I think we probably did enough in the Peterborough game, so we deserve a lot more than we got in that game for sure. The Leyton Orient game we probably deserved to get beat on reflection. And yeah, I think that we've done. Stevenage game, I thought we were fatigued in that game. I think we looked tired. I think the players had put a lot in since I'd come in, and I thought that game was probably one too many that week. I think the players have done really well, and I also think that if we get that team together now, I think they'd do really well in League Two. I really do. If we can add 1 or 2 more and tidy it up a bit and streamline it, which is what we're working really hard behind the scenes even now. And I've been really, since I've come in, to make sure that our plans are in place. And yeah, I've been really impressed with the player. I've got to be honest with you. I think the players have given me more than what I expected. If I'm honest with you, to say that I've come to a team that are in the relegation zone and for them to perform like they have, I'm really surprised.
Yeah, and it would be good to see as many Crawley fans down up at Shrewsbury as possible. Obviously, it's been a tough season, not just obviously for the fans, but for the players as well, because relegation's never easy. So it would be nice to sort of see them cheered off in the best manner possible, wouldn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I want to see lots of fans there. I think it's good. Listen, I know we're relegated. We're relegated now. You know what I mean? We're not going to get relegated Saturday. We're already relegated. So just come and enjoy. Yeah. Come and enjoy. Watch a game of football. And watch the team play and support the team. And listen, what's gone on in the past is gone. We have to now move forward and look to the future and just come and support the team like I know you do anyway. And the fans have been great. They have. I've been super impressed. But it's normal for me to know kind of what the fans are like here. But they've been amazing. Been super impressed with them. And again, you wouldn't think that we're a relegation team. The way the fans have been amazing. I know there's been 1 or 2 kind of like moans and groans. I get that. That's understandable. But yeah, come in your numbers and just enjoy every day out. It's the last game of the season. Just come and have a day out before we have, whatever it is, 10 weeks to the start of the next season, and come and enjoy.
Going back to Tuesday night's game, you watched it. You said, I know you can't rely, like you said, you can't rely on other teams to do a job for you, but were you disappointed that there wasn't more of a fight from Wigan against Burn?
It's not for me to say about what Wigan do or anything like that. I think that you're kind of willing Wigan to win and score and do all that because of the situation we find ourselves in, which we can't ever find ourselves in that situation again where we've got to rely on another team. You can only rely on yourself, really. I mean, Ronan Darcy scores quite late, and you think it's written in the stars here. Darcy's going to save us, but scored probably too late. I think there was only a minute left, wasn't there?
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a big ask after that. But listen, fair play to Burton. They had 2 kind of really important games for them, and they got through them, didn't they? And good luck to them. All I can say is good luck to them. We wanted to take it down to the last game, but unfortunately they've not allowed that. So good luck to them. And at the end of the day, we have finished where we've finished for a reason, because we've not been good enough over the course of the season.
Yeah. And how have the players reacted in these last couple of days?
We've not spoke about it.
No.
If the truth be known, we've not spoke about it because we. I don't like talking about negativity or talking about things that are not good. If I go in there and mention the word relegation, it's just a negative vibe. I don't want that. I've actually come in and not mentioned it to the players. We've trained and trained well, enjoyed training. Players have really enjoyed training. We'll put a squad out this afternoon that will travel tomorrow and we'll train en route up there, get prepared. I've done my work as normal. I've watched Shrewsbury in detail. And I think that nothing changes in terms of our preparation. We just go there and try and win the game.
Yeah, and given what's happened since you've returned in terms of performances and results, going into next season, it's going to probably be your first season where you're not the underdogs in the league anymore. And people, I know that's nothing you can control, but people from the outside looking in will be going.
But why? But why aren't we? Because two reasons why we should be, because we've just got relegated.
Mm-hmm.
We were favourites to get relegated last season. We were favourites to get relegated the season before. So what makes us special this next season then?
Well, from looking at the performances and the results you've got in these last 9 games, people will look at that and think, oh, they're coming down. And like you said, you want to give that winning mentality going into next season. People will be fearing playing Crawley Town if they're watching these last few games, if you keep the same squad that you've got.
Yeah, okay, I'll take that. But what we don't want to do is heighten our expectations for next season, because we have to be realistic. We are a team that have got relegated. We are a team that should have got relegated the season before, and we are a team that should have got relegated the season before that. We overachieved in one of them seasons.
Yeah.
So that doesn't make us promotion favourites next season. However, I will want to get promoted next season. Should we get promoted? No. Will we get promoted? I don't know. Will we be going to get promoted? Definitely. And that's how I work, but people have to kind of be realistic about it. Really speaking, we've had 3 seasons where we should have got relegated in all 3. If the truth, and we did get relegated in one of them.
Yeah.
If the truth be known, you know. So yeah, expectation can be sometimes clouded. But I know what needs to be done, and I know how I'm going to speak to the players within the 4 walls of the dressing room, and I know what the targets will be. And you have to be left to imagine what they are, unfortunately, because I'm not going to speak publicly about what the aims are. All I will say is that hold on to your seats, because it could be a good ride.
Yeah, and you mentioned earlier you've got the makings of a good squad for next season. Given what happened last summer, have you had assurances that you can keep the players you want from this squad?
We're trying. You know, there's a couple of players that are out of contract that we want to keep. The fact that we've gone down a division might be a factor in that.
Yeah.
So we're trying our hardest to do our best to keep the players that we want to keep. But like I say, this group of players have played League One football now, and do they want to play in League Two? Who knows? We've just got to make sure that we do our best to keep what we need to keep, and then add to that as well. It's difficult, League Two, we know, because we was in it last year. It's a very, very difficult, uncompromising division. There'll be a lot of teams with a lot more money than us, bigger budgets than us, better players than us in respects of budgets.
Yeah.
We've just got to make sure that we get what we get, and we coach the life out of them, and hopefully play a style of football that allows us to be successful.
Yeah, and in terms of the retained list and that, how quickly do you expect that to happen?
I'm kind of holding meetings today with players. I'm holding meetings again on Tuesday next week with players, and then it'll be pretty much done by Tuesday evening. It'll be all kind of done in our minds, and I don't know in terms of media when that gets released.
Yeah. And have you had a conversation with the owners just about the relegation? What's their message to you for next season?
No, the owners have been great, to be honest with you. You know, they kind of was desperate, like I was, like we all was, to stay in the division. And they feel I've done a good job since I've come in. So they pretty much said they don't think I could have done much more than I've done. And the message is to get ready for next season, and let's have another go. You know, that's all we can do.
Yeah, brilliant. Thanks, Scott.
Thank you.